What's up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. I quickly just want to start this video off by saying thank you so much for 20,000 subscribers. When I started my channel last year, I never would have thought that I would be where I am today, and it's all because of you guys, so truly from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your support. It means the world to me, and I'm so glad that I get to do this. Also, if you're not already, go follow me on my Instagram page and show me a little bit of love. I'll make sure to have it linked in the description below. Other than that, I do want to say before we get into today's topic, this video may be disturbing to some viewers, so viewer discretion is advised. Let's get into it. So in today's video, I want to talk about a case that I came across while I was scrolling on TikTok, and I stumbled upon this video. This video shows police rescuing Kayla Brown from a shipping container where she had been kept for 2 months. And this is the story leading up to her rescue. Kayla Brown had only been dating Charles David Carver for a few months before they decided to move in together. They were incredibly happy, but they were having a difficult time making ends meet. So in order to make some extra money, Kayla began cleaning houses for a man named Todd Kolhepp, who she had known for 5 years through her ex-boyfriend. On August 31st, 2016, both Kayla and Charles began doing some work on Todd's 95-acre property in South Carolina. It was in a very rural area, and when they arrived that day, Todd told both of them to wait outside as he went into the house. When he returned, he had a gun in his hand, and he shot Charles 3 times in the chest. After this, Todd grabbed Kayla, handcuffed her, and forced her into this metal shipping container. Todd told Kayla he had buried Charles' body so that no one would ever be able to find him. Kayla was kept inside of this shipping container for over 20 hours a day, with chains on her neck and feet, and also with her hands bound. Something that's also very twisted is the fact that the only available items within Kayla's reach inside of this pitch black storage container were crime novels. So Charles's mother grew worried after not hearing from him for a while, so she followed her instinct and reported him missing. One of Kayla's friends also became worried when she couldn't get a hold of her, and this friend even dropped by Kayla's house leaving notes on her vehicle. The couple's dog was found in their apartment without food or water, which concerned Kayla's mother, who said that she would never purposely abandon her dog. Kayla was reported missing soon after. This is where things start to become bizarre. A friend of Charles reported receiving strange messages on Facebook from his account asking for drug money. His friend thought that this was out of the ordinary because he had never known Charles to be a drug user. The friend also noticed that Charles's Facebook page was regularly being updated with posts saying that he and Kayla were pregnant, that they had bought a house together, and that they had even gotten married. After this, authorities filed to retain warrants for both Charles and Kayla's Facebook accounts, but they didn't receive the warrants until almost a month later. When investigators finally accessed their Facebook accounts, they found messages between the two of them about working on Todd's property back on August 31st. Investigators also noticed that both Kayla and Charles's last known phone signals showed that the couple never left that area. So on November 3rd, investigators made their way to Todd's property, and there they received the biggest shock of their lives. Banging noises could be heard coming from inside of the metal shipping container. They cut the lock off, and inside was Kayla, who police described as being chained up like a dog. Finally, after 2 long, horrifying months, Kayla Brown was rescued. When the authorities asked Kayla where Charles was, she said that Todd had killed and buried him. Charles's car was then found covered underneath bushes. But it gets even stranger. Kayla went on to give an interview with Dr. Phil in which she stated that Todd's hope was that she would form Stockholm Syndrome and that the two of them would be happy together. She said Todd had told her he was going to build a house for the two of them, complete with a soundproof area where Kayla would remain indefinitely. However, following Kayla's rescue, investigators found a pre-dug hole next to where Charles was buried and believed that Todd was only days, if not hours, away from killing her too. Investigators also found reviews on Amazon for padlocks where Todd wrote, "Solid locks, have 5 on a shipping container. Won't stop them, but sure will slow them down till they're too old to care. And unfortunately, Charles and Kayla were not Todd's only victims. In 1987, Todd, who was 15 years old at the time, kidnapped a 14-year-old girl in Arizona. After having his way with her, he walked her home and threatened to harm her family if she were to ever come forward and tell anybody. Despite his threats, this girl courageously came forward and Todd pled guilty to the kidnapping. He was sentenced to 15 years in prison and moved to South Carolina once he was released in 2001. Todd confessed to 6 additional murders in exchange for meeting with his mother. He even detailed where the victims were shot. On November 6, 2003, Todd shot and killed 4 people at Superbike Motorsports in Chesney, South Carolina, after trying to return a motorcycle and being turned away. The victims were Scott Ponder, the store owner, store manager Brian Lucas, mechanic Chris Sherbert, and Beverly Guy, the bookkeeper, and Scott's mother. Their bodies were found by a close friend. Investigators wrongly cast blame on Scott's wife, who was pregnant at the time of her husband's death, and the case was considered unsolved until Todd's confession. Todd also confessed to the murders of a young couple from Spartanburg who had also been hired to work on his property, Johnny Joe Coxey and Megan Lee McCraw Coxey. The couple was initially reported missing on December 22, 2015. Todd led investigators to the couple's bodies. Johnny had been shot in the torso and Megan in the head. Megan had been held captive for 1 week after Johnny was killed and was murdered on or around Christmas Day. On May 26, 2017, Todd narrowly escaped the death penalty by accepting a plea deal. He was sentenced to 7 consecutive life sentences and claims that there are more victims, but refuses to say anything further. As for Kayla, a woman who is easily one of the strongest and most courageous to exist, she received a $6.3 million settlement from Todd's estate. And although money cannot right this wrong in any way, Kayla says she'll recover from this nightmare and she'll never let Todd ruin her life. Well, that's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give me a thumbs up, leave a comment letting me know what your thoughts are, and of course, make sure that you're subscribed to my channel here. Other than that, I wish you all an amazing, beautiful rest of your week. Thank you all so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.